Greetings. This is the final part of the Sapio sexual of the new time. So this one last time I found another link from last night and I was talking to the open chat with Wacky. Um, I'm gonna put this in here for a minute, paste it. I'm not gonna post a link yet. I will in a second, and we're gonna discuss this. All right, just bear with me, guys. Um, let's see, start video, start stream. Let's see, education, not for kids. Save the thumbnail. All right, in the box, in the box. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now, 6 signs you're a sapiosexual. And this is by inaskmen.com, dating tips, they would say. Article 6 signs you're a sapiosexual, and it's from this little link that I found. Okay. When you think about the beautiful women who turns on the coffee pot in the morning, who looks equally sexy in her college sweats as she does in a cocktail gown, and who one of these days you'll get on bend the knee and ask her to take a stroll with you down the aisle. You know how you feel about her isn't just in the way she looks. In the healthiest and happiest relationship, your connection goes far beyond physical attraction and sexual chemistry, and it extends to qualities that arguably mean more in the long run than anything else. This is why so many people are, likely yourself included, identified as sapiosexual. Now, before you raise an eyebrow to this funny sounding term, chill out. Sapiosexuality is merely an attraction to intelligence above anything else. This does not mean you do not appreciate other parts of the female body. It just means that it's just going to go the extra mile for you in a relationship. Under the sheets is the conversation, the banter, and the smarts your partner shows. Having a firm understanding of sapiosexuality will not only make you a better equipped to find what you're looking for if you're single, but it also helps you navigate, discover other new ways to turn yourself on if you're already in a loving and committed relationship. Here's the 101 on sapiosexuality, along with some big signs you are a sapio all the way, and why that's a great thing. This is this is kind of like a pro sapiosexual article, and it's probably some pros and cons. Okay, we're gonna read it. Okay, what is sapiosexuality? We read this in our previous two streams. Watch the part one and part two of the new time. Check those out. Watch part one and part two of the new time if you can catch. I covered this already. I'll read this again. Before you start imagining a sexy librarian in the work inappropriate outfit handing you a textbook while she rattles off obscure facts, consider this. You do not have to be a brainiac or date one to be attracted to intelligence. A sapiosexual is a relatively new word that describes a person who views intelligence as their biggest form of arousal with a partner. Intelligence and observing those using it in action is the greatest turn on for them, explains author psychologist Paul DiPompo. Foreplay for you might not need a champagne, teasing, and oral sex. Yeah, I'm about to, I'm about to, I'm about to piece somebody. Hold on. Yeah, somebody's loud. Hold on. Let's see. I'll be back. Right. Enough of that bullshit. Somebody's being too loud. Okay. My oral say, instead, could you get you amped up and ready for it? Intercourse is having a stimulating debate or hearing your partner discuss with the fever something she is passionate and invested. This level of intelligence is usually reciprocated between both partners, meaning if you're a sapio, chances are you'll only be comfortable dating another sapio. This is what it is, right? And let's look at the pros and cons of it. What are the pros and cons of being a sapiosexual? Just like someone might identify as a homosexual, but I call them same sexuals, and heterosexual, straight people. Okay. Being a sapio isn't something that you choose, it's a part of your chemical makeup, your DNA, and your natural attraction. Level two, to fellow smart human beings. This also means that because communication and connection are utmost importance to you. Experts say that the sapiosexual relationships tend to have a better chance of making it the long haul because the intimacy is on a whole other level that goes far beyond naked bodies. This person is much more like to have a marriage or relationship of true minds over simple attraction. The great thing about this, as we know it, is that looks fade, but a strong mind is lasting. If you find someone intellectually stimulating, this is likely to last many years more than physical attraction, which is largely dependent on physical attributes. Explains psychologist Dr. Nikki Martinez. If two are intellectually equals, their longevity is much more likely, and their interest in each other is more likely to remain strong. But that being said, experts also warn that the sapiosexual needs to be inherently more selective when they are dating someone because having a true brain melt is an essential for happiness. Within a relationship, the problem occurs if there is a mismatch. You are either into this person as a compensation for what you lack, or that you rate the person on a higher level because of their intelligence, explains DePompo. This problematic because the imbalance or rating of the person sets up an unhealthy dynamic of a better than worse than relationships where partners see each other as equals, last long, and are healthier. You can certainly admire their IQ, but it's important for you to own that you have exceptional traits that contributes to the relationship as well. That's the pros and cons of it. Okay. Signs that you're a sapiosexual. If you're nodding along in agreement so far, there's a big chance that you are turned on by intelligence. However, if you're still not convinced this is how your body and mind truly function, let the pros predict some clear indicators that your orientation is sapiosexual. Okay, we're going to read this in a minute. I'm trying to see who's not. Okay, nobody's in the chat. Okay, the widget. Okay, someone gave me a like. I know it's kind of early. Yeah, I'm going to discuss this even more, so I'm not even worried about it because everybody's in the chat room. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it in a minute. Hold on. Just bear with me. Somebody's loud and reckless over there. Okay, number one, you find people more attractive as you get to know them. Ever met someone and thought, though her beauty didn't take your breath away, something about how she conducted themselves, how she spoke, and her confidence was undeniably appealing to you. Then, as you go to know her, suddenly she becomes way more beautiful. This is a clear sign of being a sapiosexual, Martinez explains. Sapiosexuals do not find someone instantly attractive. They find that the person grows to be attracted to more they talk and get to know them. This because it's their mind and not their physical attributes that attract them. So get to know that this person is of a strong and varied intellect will take them more and more attractive, she adds. Okay, here's number two. You rather have okay, number two, you rather have a really great conversation than casual sex. Uh-oh. This is get tricky right here. most people don't like talking about this. You'd rather have a really great conversation than casual sex. Okay. This doesn't mean you don't want to have intercourse or you wouldn't have a one night stand if the opportunity presents itself. It just means that what turns you on and fulfills you is much more mental than physical. But a sapiosexual might find himself more aroused by the deep conversations than deep penetration. This is someone who is happy in a relationship that is more of about the mind than just being physical. A sapiosexual prefers a good conversation over a good makeout session. If he has met his equal, he can be a great fit, Martinez says. Okay. And here's number three. She's probably giving us a game. Okay. You're more turned on by what she knows than what she has. That's number three. For you, the finer things in life are luxury items than that come with a hefty price of tags or that of others would envy. You're not the type to judge someone by their place in society, their fashion sense, or how much money they have, but more by the way they know and what the invigorates them to personal greatness. Status and finances and looks are way down on the list of the must-haves. If on, if on, if at all, the sapiosexual is not looking for a smart narcissist. He's looking for someone who has a zest for knowledge, learning, discussions. DePompo says. He says, okay. Number four, you just can't put up with bad grammar. Okay, number four, you just can't put up with bad grammar. You might forgive someone who is in a hurry and sends a running running I8 or see you soon text one time, but a few straw and big turn off would be a consistent bad grammar. You want someone who is on the same intellectual page as yourself. And if she's demonstrating her laziness, iPhone's blue bubbles, that alone could be enough for you to say bye-bye, they would say. You are a sapiosexual if you're not only appreciated a person who can spell and use grammar that extends beyond a cute abbreviation or emoji, but when her writing style is the form of text, notes, etc., gives you a literal, or figurative Woody, DePompo says. You're figurative Woody. Okay, figuratively Woody. I don't know why they mentioned Woody. What's that mean? Figurative Woody. So they put that in there. That's what the guy says. Okay. Here's number five. I'm about to read it. See what's going on my phone. There's a lot of mess going on. Okay. You're more likely to find a diamond in the rough. So much of what that brings the couples together is based on the instant lock of the eyes. Scan their body, however. For the sapiosexual, the powerful, intense attraction might have happened far later in the dating process, which gives you the opportunity to meet someone truly remarkable instead of someone who is merely beautiful at face value. It is at times when people on that initial look may not see that the two people go together, but then talk to them and realize how much perfectly suited they are for each other. It is because they are consistently interested in what the other has said. And they generally find this person mentally and emotionally stimulating, Martinez says. Number six, you're turned on by knowledge in any form. You do not need someone who has the perfect IQ, who is the top of the top in their field, or has a vocabulary that you need a dictionary to decipher. Instead, what gets you going and piques your interest is far more about just a general profound love for knowledge in whatever form related. I'm always learn so much from you, and nine other compliments that shall love. That's number six. That is the sapiosexual six signs you're a sapiosexual. I just read you find people more attracted as you get to know them. That's number one. Number two, you'd rather have a really great conversation than casual sex. Number three, you're more turned on by what she knows than what she has. And number four, you just can't pull up with bad grammar. You just can't put up with bad grammar. Number five, you're much more likely to find the diamond in the rough. Number six, you're turned on by knowledge in any form, Yeah, this is the inasmin.com, the dating tips, dating the sapiosexual. Let's stop screen share. Let's look at for some more. I won't put that up. Let's leave this up for a minute. Just give me a second. I want to see who's in the box. Let's see who's in the box. Oh, nobody. Oh, damn. Must be going longer today. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this up because I don't think people's coming. They live streaming. But who knows? People asleep. All right. I'm gonna research some more. Hold on. I'm not tripping over here. Yeah. I know people don't like to. Yeah. Let's see. Let's try this link. It's 2001. Oh, it's not secured. Okay. Yeah, I just did the 6 signs and it's short. Okay. New World Suggest Marcus Robinson comes out as a sapiosexual. I just read that. Read that yesterday. I got 2 live streams tomorrow. I'm streaming at 8:45 in the morning. Mind over matter. Here's one. Okay. I found something. Let me screen share. Screen share. Okay. Let's see a live stream. No. I'll let y'all read that. Mind over matter. Why you're attracted to intelligence. BetterHelp.com talks about more of this. It was updated May 25th, 2021 or 2021. That was last month. We're in June 5th, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, last week. It's updated last week. Okay, Mason Comey, medically reviewed by Rashonda Duty, LCSW. What is the first thing you're attracted to when you meet someone? Some people are interested in physical features like beautiful eyes or a toned, muscular body. Others are attracted to power, wealth, or influence. But what about someone who can engage in a lively discussion about literature or history? What about the person in a bookstore reading George Orwell? Or what about someone who can do calculus in their head? Contrary to popular belief, experiencing an initial sexual attraction to intelligence is not all that unusual. Read more to find out what's behind this phenomenon. This website is owned by, operated by BetterHelp, blah, 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 platform. Okay. Sapiosexual defined. It turns out that being attracted to intelligence is so common that there's a name for it. The term sapiosexual, which comes from the Latin root sapio, meaning wise, has become a common way to describe one's sexual identity on dating apps like Tinder and OkCupid. The term is usually similar to other identifiers such as pansexual or demisexual. A recent study found that close to 1 in the 10 ages 18 to 35 are primarily attracted to intelligence. In a potential romantic partner, the study subjects ranked in the intelligence are more sexually attracted than the other qualities like humor, kindness, and even physical appearances. But the rising trend of the sapiosexual label seems to be more frequent among younger daters and often referred to as millennials or Gen Y. Well, actually, Generation Y. I don't like the term millennials. The future generation, I rather call them millennials. We're not millennials. We're Gen Y because we're actually older. We're Generation Y. I hate that term. That came from the boomers, politically anyway. If y'all notice, I'm glad they say Gen Y. We're Generation Y. This may be a counterintuitive to common misconceptions about this generation who may be perceived as shallow or self-absorbed. It may seem ironic that a demographic known for its love of Instagram and selfies would also redefine sexual attraction based on inner qualities rather than outer appearances. But it turns out that there are very good reasons behind this attraction to be the brainiacs of this world. Natural selection. The reason for the attraction to the intelligence have their roots in the theory of evolution. Natural selection, the concept that those with the most desirable genetic traits tend to reproduce more, ensuring the long-term survival of the species. For example, gray tree frogs tend to survive longer than any other kinds because their color that makes them difficult to see at night. Because they survive longer, they also reproduce more. This means that over time there will be naturally be more gray tree frogs than other kinds of frogs. In this case, gray coloring is a desirable generic trait that helps the species stick around longer. As humans, we consider ourselves too sophisticated for this kind of primal survival uh, mechanism. Okay, primal survival mechanism. Okay. However, natural selection still affects us in ways that we're not even aware of. A study conducted at the University of Mexico in 2009 found that men with higher IQs also had healthier sperm. Well, I don't know about that. That's debatable. Another study conducted by the UK sex toy retailer found that the students attending the elite universities also have a higher sex drive than others. This finding may indicate that high intelligence corresponds to high libido. Another reason why you would be subconsciously feel more attracted to the brainy people. These are some examples of how sapiosexuality may have a genetic base, but there's more to it than simply biology and primal urges. They're also conscious of rational reasons for finding intelligence attractive. Here's a few. Intelligence lasts longer than looks. The tall guy with a full beard of hair and six-pack isn't necessarily going to look that way 10 years from now. Putting aside the risk of conditions like Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia, our minds remains the same as we age and may even get sharper with maturity. So as a long-term emotional investment, a person with intelligence makes a lot more sense than a person with good looks. Okay. You never get bored. And an intelligent partner is like to have interesting things to talk about. People who enjoy thinking and in conserving are ready to engage in discussions about literature, arts, politics, history, religion, or even pop culture. When you continue your life's journey with an intellectual mind companion, the journey will stay interesting. Your partner is a good problem solver. Those with above average intelligence are typically creative and capable of solving problems, but they can think outside establishment norms and see different possible solutions to a problem, perhaps even with enthusiasm. They may not give up as easily on obstacles. Having a creative problem solver in your life may help you navigate the difficult situations and develop your own problem solving the skill set. Your partner is more likely to have a high income. Statistically, people with high IQs are also high earners. If you seek someone who will be a good provider or to be a maintain a comfortable lifestyle, intelligence is literally a valuable trait. To be sure, may news coverage, sapiosexuality, news coverage of sapiosexuality has spoken in backlash. Some believe that it represents the kind of elitism or a form of discrimination against the working class people who are less likely to attain higher education credentials. Others criticize the idea of sapiosexuality is because they see it a way making a divisive standard and narrows down the parameters, okay, down to parameters of whom individuals may be attracted to. Despite these criticisms, the above list illustrates that dating someone with above average intelligence may have its interests or may have its advantages. If you find that the intelligence is attracted to you, follow your heart and seek out relationships that will be meaningful. How to tell if you're attracted to intelligence. You get turned on by witty conversations. Lively intellectual conversation may feel almost like foreplay. You feel sexually attracted to someone who can engage with you on a deep level. You can especially enjoy someone who can test or challenge you, expanding your mind and your understanding. And this last part, oh, it's more. Hold on, there's more. There's more. There's more. Hold on. Change some shoes for a minute. All right. You don't care about other credentials. You prioritize how much money someone makes or what they look like. The surface of qualities that others may find important simply don't matter. You're concerned with the inner workings of a person's mind and heart. You can't stand small talk, okay? You get uncomfortable and feel trapped when someone forces you to talk about trivial, mundane topics that make up many casual conversations. You would rather sit in a silence and not talk at all. You learn for deep conversations that get to the heart of the issues. Yeah, a lot of them can't stand small talk. I don't know. Most people do small talk all the time. That's kind of debatable. I don't know about that. That's debatable. People do small talk by accident and they still talk about mundane topics. So that's debatable. That shouldn't be on the list. That should be it. Your attraction grows as you know someone longer. You might move slowly when it comes to relationships. You enjoy getting to know someone gradually, uncovering the hidden workings of their mind. Whereas most people may feel a strong initiative attraction, which fades over time. You feel the opposite. Okay. You believe in emotional intelligence is just as important. Sapiosexuals knows that the book smarts are not the only trait of consequence. They seek someone who is agile in handling emotions, their own as well as those of others. An emotionally intelligent person can weather the ups and downs life more easily. They also typically have more empathy, which is in turn can lead to healthier, more balanced relationships. Okay. And you value someone who has good taste. That's me. I'm somewhat like that. Um, you enjoy a partner who has their own taste rather than just following trends. I'm the same way on this one. It may not even matter to you whether their taste differs from your own, just the way that they have a strong sense of what they like. Whether regarding music, fashion, or food, or enjoying the company of someone who doesn't mind expressing interest. That makes them standing out from the crowd. Standing out from the crowd. Okay. Okay. You cannot stand people who react to situations in gracefully or irrational way. Okay. Few things that turn off as much as impulsive, over the top reaction to discussions, situations. You're attracted to people who keep their cool, maintaining poise, who, when confronted with a new challenge, situations. Okay. Okay. Everybody's on fire today. I took my shot. An attraction to intelligence may be difficult for some people to understand, but trust that you know your own heart. Mind when it comes to an attraction. If you think you might be a sapiosexual, keep in mind that's all about appreciating inner strengths, and that's an attraction that can stand to the test of time. Remember that being attracted to intelligence may be the only one component of your ideal relationship, and you don't have to compromise what you value in order to find your partner. However, recognizing sapiosexuality in yourself might mean that you feel there is more limited dating pool for you. That can be a frustrating realization. If you are struggling to find that right partner or have other questions, you might find it helpful to consult with a therapist through a service like BetterHelp. Okay. Discreet, flexible online counseling through a BetterHelp can guide you through the addressing your feelings and hope for your relationships, romantic, otherwise. A licensed mental health professional can meet with you on your schedule and in the format you prefer in the video chats, phone calls, emails, or text messages. You don't need to take time of your day to attend in-person appointment, but instead can receive guidance and support from the comfort of your own home. You deserve to find fulfilling relationships. BetterHelp can support you on your quests, blah, and relationship supports, yeah, counselor reviews. Yeah, it's like a psychology, but they talk about sapiosexualism on here in BetterHelp. Yeah, this is a link that I found of sapiosexuality, and I don't see how much time we bumping in the chat. Um, yeah, it's 32 minutes. I know people's not coming up. That's great. That's great. We're still gonna keep this going and try to knock it for 50 minutes and see who's gonna come up or not. This is the last piece. Because everybody's on the live chats right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Found something. Tinder and the plague of sapiosexuality. Ooh. BingeDaily.in article, Tinder plague of beige of sexuality. The new internet trend is sapiosexuality. But in a word of hookup culture and casual dating, this trend seems to be a little out of place. See, it's not popular on social media and social networking. They hate it. We're going to read this. And you know what? I'm going to add this to my favorites. Let's see who's out of the box with this one. Yeah, man, because I know people are not interested in this topic. So I'm good on that. How many minutes is this? Okay, 34 minutes. Okay, we got time. We got time. We're going to keep this in motion. The cool new internet trend is sapiosexuality. The world is grasping it quite fast. In a world of hookup culture, casual dating, this trend seems a little misplaced. Sapiosexuality is like the Halloween in India, a scam. For those initiated, sapiosexuality is being attracted to someone's mind before their body. The Alphabet Plus community, the autocorrect function on Microsoft Word says the same thing. It's not real. It's not a community. It's not a thing. Oh, some little pushback. Okay, on this article, but many Tinder boys tend to disagree. Namita23 says that she finds many of these uber cool words scattered across men's Tinder bios. It it's a if they are fishing for a relationship because you think, hey, is he looking for a smart woman like me? And then you see the word wanderlust, dog lover next to it, which honestly is heartbreaking. Uh-oh, little pushback. Okay. In 2014, OkCupid added sapiosexual to their expand list of sexual orientations. But the word itself makes people usually sound appealing, right? Someone who sees you for your brains and personality more than they see you for your body. The truth is it is given to make people look better and a lot less shallow. You don't exactly read the person's bio every time you swipe and do. Uh, okay, I'll read it again. You don't exactly read a person's bio every time you swipe, do you? So why put sapiosexual there anyway? Okay. The etymology of the word itself speaks volume about it. The word has a Latin origin by the virtue of its syllables, but the word itself has no real origin. It surfaced in 2008 when a user dating platform referred to himself as a sapiosexual. Slowly, more platforms of like the saw an increase in the use of the word. By 2012, the word made a way through the Urban Dictionary, and soon enough, rapid usage of the word lead itself to its Wiktionary, which defines sapiosexuality as a person sexually attracted to an intelligence or the human mind. Is sapiosexuality a real sexual orientation? Sexual intercourse is old news. Intellectual intercourse is the new trend. Talking about social issues and your passions instead of the good old raunchy text is what the youth are all about now. Except that's just a pretext that the tag works on. All the hype around sapiosexuality just works on the pretext that men or women engage with intellectual people. That is the sole sense of an attraction. Now, here's the confusion. Is it being attracted to intellectual people a sexual orientation? Everyone loves deep talks, long, stimulating conversations, but is it a quirky new revelation? Intellectual capabilities are subjective and very different from each person. Labeling yourself as a sapiosexual does not act as if a unique selling point. Most people have the type of being attracted to a geeky or smart person. Does not set you apart from the rest. Why is it problematic? Well, let's read this. Why is it problematic? We can trace this concept back to the old Chad Stacy theory, the incel, the online community of involuntary celibate men. Uh-oh. Let's read that again. Hold on. Why is it problematic? Uh-oh. The word incel. That's one of those MGTOW words. Okay. They little talking point. Uh-oh. Here we go. We can trace the concept back to the old Chad and Stacy theory. Incel online community of the involuntary celibate men who have been at a radicalized war against women came up with this theory. In a subculture where women are considered extremely shallow, stupid, and evil, women's clothing is also deeply suspected. Incels see women as either Stacys, who are hyper feminine, attractive, unattainable, and who only date Chads. Manosphere talking points. Muscular, popular men who are presumed sleep with lots of women, or Becky's. Uh-oh, one of our words, the average woman. The label also comes off as the sexiest, mildest, degrading to women, keeping in mind of this theory. It classifies in women in two categories, and one with a personality and the other with the objectified versions of the male gaze. Another issue of sapiosexuality comes with the obvious connotations as it is mentioned earlier. Intelligence is a subjective relative factor. It perpetrates perpetuates that already exists the idea of standardizing levels of intelligence and aptitude among everyone. Okay, but it has a discriminatory tone towards those who don't fit into the confines of what intelligence according to the norm, and it excludes people with mental disabilities. Yeah, it does. It is problematic. That's why it's not recognized as much. But I'm not gonna go there. Hold on. Hold on for a minute. I gotta pause for what we think. Hold on. Okay, what we think. The tag sapiosexuality acts more like a pickup line than a sexual orientation. We can see that clearly when we look at the etymology of the word itself. Keep in mind that the struggle, sacrifice, discrimination has been a huge part of the same sexual plus community. It becomes, I mean, the alphabet plus community. It becomes harder to place sapiosexuality on the spectrum. Though it isn't harmful to label yourself as a sapiosexual, it is degrading and discriminatory, making the label unnecessary in the first place. So people of the Tinder, stick to your good old dog lover bios instead of cramming the word sapiosexual to make yourself sound more sophisticated, because it isn't helping. Yeah, this is a pushback article, and it mentioned some manosphere talking points. Ooh, I might want to keep this so y'all can read the pushback. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I got that. Let's see if I got it. What's this? Yeah, I was just wrapping up the final part. I just found a few links, and I was talking about sapiosexuality, but yeah, that's it for it. Yeah, I got the six signs up here, and I'm gonna stop the screen share, and I'm just gonna just do this real quick. Yeah, it's been 43 minutes. What's going on, she? And yeah, I'm just over here just chilling, just adding a few parts of the other thing. Yeah, of the Sapio of the new time. And yeah, I'm gonna do this right quick, but let's see. I'm gonna share it real quick. I'm gonna go real quick with the window Chrome tab. Yeah, like we did yesterday with open panel yesterday. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pin this. So any questions about anything I've read? It's been like 44 minutes. I got time. Um, I'm gonna pin this, and yeah. Well, the likes is like, okay, great, great, appreciate you. And that's what I'm gonna do. And with that, the links in the pin and description is in the chat. And I'll be back in a second. And I'm gonna see. All right, I'll be back, folks. Let's see what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm back. So I did a piece of the sapiosexuality and or sapiosexual. I'll say the final part of the sapio of the new time. Yeah. If y'all want to come up, I got links for it. Um, we can discuss them. I got one with what it is, and I can send them to you. Let's see. I can send probably this one. I got a couple of these. Um, you can look them up for yourself. Um, what's this other one? Secret is not revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a screen share. Yeah, man, I can send you a couple of these, whoever wants this information. But yeah, I'm going to exit full screen. But yeah, but if not, that's cool. I'll leave this up for a minute because I know people like to be in the chat and that's cool too. But yeah, man, I just want to cover this because I felt like I was gonna cover some tonight. I said I wasn't gonna do a part three, but I decided to do one because I kind of messed up with the hybristophilia live stream, but I won't leave it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. I didn't know it was a criminal thing, you know, what people was talking about, the Bonnie and Clyde. That's what it means. I'm like, oh my God. It was talking about that last year. I'm like, man, that's just crazy. And I decided to keep it, man. I decided to keep it and keep it in bounds and things like that. But yeah, this is the final part of the Sapio of the new time. I mean, part the Sapio the new time. Yes, open panel today. I had one yesterday with Wacky. We was talking about sports and everything, and we covered everything we need to cover. That was a 3 hour vid. So, but if you want more of the Sapio stuff, what I talked about in my streams, look at part one, part two. Let me let me check something real quick. I know people not looking at links for all the Ray, but yeah, I got links to this and okay. Let's see. I'm gonna drop this down and look at for my YouTube for a minute. Um, let me see how you share videos because I'm really keen on what's going on because a lot of people are not coming up, but that's cool because I know people are busy moving around streams and stuff. I don't really care because everybody's not live streaming on Saturday because I know I'll do some tomorrow and I might not get no looks, but we'll see. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping because I think part of it is people got their own priorities. So I kind of respect that. So it ain't nothing personal. I'm not taking this personal because if I did, I wouldn't have cared. Um, how do you send links to videos? Yeah, yeah. I'm tired of sending links. I can't even find them. Okay. But that's cool because I don't care who comes up or not. But I'm just gonna find a way. Damn. Thought this was easy, but it's not. I'm just gonna put them in the watch lane and do it this. How about this? It's not easy when you do this because on a computer you can, but it's not fun to do. Uh shit. Well, I'll tell you this, since I can't do none of it, I'm gonna remove it. I was trying to put the videos in there, but I don't like typing and doing all that. I'm trying to make simple. Fuck it. But check it out on my channel. You got those two part. I don't know how to do that. I ain't mastered that. I don't. This is why I don't like the Chromebook. You just can't dump them in. So on a phone I can do it, but I just don't. I'm trying to see what I'm talking about because what you have is you have problems like you try to get these videos out and then they just won't concede and all that. So you know it's easy on the phone. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm just being honest because it's easy on the phone because it makes sense to put them what they are. So I'm gonna put this in the chat. Yeah, that's part one. Um, let's just say I'm gonna put this in here and copy a link and do it this way. Yeah, I can do it on the phone. I've done this. Okay. And this is part two. Okay. Check those out. Check those out. Um, check those out. So we're gonna go with it. Yeah. Check those out. Yeah, check those out in the chat. Um, there's a StreamYard link. You can want to come up and then check those two out and put in the chat if y'all need. Yeah, I just put those up. Just if you haven't watched part one, part two. So yeah, check those out. I did two streams on it. And I think I did part one, part two. I covered all the stuff I talk about the Sapio. But mainly I'm just trying to just see what I covered. So yeah, I understand that people don't want to look at this right away. So, you know, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, I got these links up here. I'm gonna do something in the back chat. Yeah, this is part one. This is part two. If y'all haven't watched these, make sure you get the information that I sent out with those links because those links are important because if you haven't watched those two and share those with somebody, that's the topic I'm on and I'm through with this subject till next week. I'm gonna be done with it because yes, I got topics on Sapio and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to something else because I don't know where I'm gonna go from here. Let's see. Put these in the back chat. Hold on. In case y'all want to know. Yeah. Copy. Put this in the back chat. Put this in the back chat. Not going to broadcast, not just yet. No. Yeah. Put one in the back chat. That's one. And if y'all want to come up, I'm still open. I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah, man, the sapiosexual has a deal with the alphabet plus community. I know it's called the LBGTQA. They do not like this concept at all. I try to ask them in the brain trust, but they just wouldn't give me no answer. Um, basically, you're just trying to get your feels in. You know, I know people don't like to come up, but that's cool. I don't really care. I'm just gonna speak probably to an hour and get my points across because I know people is probably busy, and I get it. I get it because I'm not gonna get nothing out of the box. So I learned to appreciate what I have. It's only a handful that's gonna listen to me. That's just the way it is. I'm not buying nobody's bullshit this year. I'm just not. Wherever it takes, I'm gonna see what I need because I'm tired of helping certain individuals. I'm just gonna have to change something. I'm just tired of it. I'm not gonna get emotional about it. Fuck them. But the next two topics, I'm gonna be on fire. I'm not playing with this one. I'm not playing with this one. I ain't playing with you niggas. I'm not. I'm gonna move on to something else because y'all getting on my nerves, not trying to participate, not do all this damn work. But that's fine. I don't do me because I'm not gonna change who I am. It don't bother me because I've done this before. So my path is different than everybody else. Yeah, I put some in the back chat if y'all need, if you come up, but that's cool. But yeah, the brain trust, I asked them about it last year, and my issues with them is pretty simple. When I talk about this subject, I think I asked the leader of the 3.0 complex, right? And I said the same thing. I said, what is so great about it? You know, he went on the diatribe, and I want to deal with this subject, and this subject mattered to me than ever before. And I think last year I did something about it, you know, and I just, you know, I found this from a woman on Twitter. She said she was a sapiosexual, which she claims she was, but technically they're just pretending on here. It all came from the internet. It makes sense when I did the research what I just did for these 3 live streams I did, and then he had a whole stream about it and promoting it. Did not know at the time. See, that threw me off when I learned about the brain trust, thanks to Wacky and whatever. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point. And I try to understand that at the time, was that necessary? And it's just me, or is it just, you know, it's out of bounds to talk about, you know? And I talked about it for like months and months to the winter or whatever. And I kind of stopped when the split happened. When the split happened between the individuals I was cool with and then the CUDA thing, that was in March. That's when the split happened. Because that day in February, the incident with Platinum and CUDA, that's when the things went on the other side. So, you know, I was talking about this stuff last year on the Brain Trust, talked about it. We had panels talk about it. But you know, it's all good, man. Like I don't really care because most people just don't care anyway. I'm not even tripping off this. Like that's the only stream that I will talk about, but most people ain't gonna talk into it on the panel. But that's cool, and I don't expect people to change, you know, because people, it's a tough subject to talk about. It was talked about last year, but I'm just pushing this because I pushed this last year. I kind of blame myself for bribing the guy, and I kind of fucked up when I did it. And I didn't answer the part where the alphabet community was against this type of term. I didn't know that. And I did research. It came from the internet. And it started out in 98 with a guy named Wolf Boy. So I didn't answer none of those. See, I didn't do the proper research. He had his own assessment. He was pro of it, right? Pro sapiosexual. He was pro of it. But I didn't challenge some of his views on it. That's what got me. But I mean, it was challenged during Zero Streams, CUDA, whatever, but they didn't go in depth. No, it's more to just smart people. I'm talking about the actual thing. Can you practice it? Some people say you can be it or whatever intellectually or attraction for the arousal, right? But for me, it's more than just why they put this term out here. Because you have a guy named Mark Runson say he came out and say he is one. That's the only difference. And I think people have a problem with this term in the spaces like 3.0 in the manosphere. It becomes a tricky topic. They don't want to deal with it. It gets personal. And I think people just don't want to delve into it. And I understand it's a hard subject. A lot of people said it ain't. Yes, it is. It's a hard subject. Nobody wants to talk about it. Because if they talked about it and explained why people have the way they are online, that's something to talk about, you know. And the Black Brain Trust promote that, you know. And I was a part of that. I was guilty of that. And my gut should have told me don't prive individuals no more. But I learned a lesson. I learned a valuable lesson. I had to do my own content. It took me months and months until this year to figure that out. So I had great content when I was a panelist last year. So yeah, the Sapio thing, it ain't nothing new. I know it's been covered. I know people don't really care, and I accept that. It's a hard subject. It's not one of those subjects that's don't say ooh and ah. You know what I mean? Because when you have subjects like this, you don't really look at the big picture. Because when people get in the big picture mode, they just want to give up and say, hey, and they want to call themselves these terms like sapiosexualism, all these other terms. It's just crazy. But I was curious about the about me section. I agree with the politics and everything else, but I asked them, what is this sapiosexual stuff? That threw me off. And I heard a female say that term, and I was curious at the time. I didn't know it has some power to it. And it's been around for like 23 years, the max. And it's been around like it resurfaced back in 2014, like I said in these articles. There's a lot of pushback on the term. And it's something that people don't want to invest in. And I get it. And I listen to the term, and some people say they don't want to talk about it, but that's cool. But they use this term and promote that. But you got dudes don't want to talk about it, man. I respect they little viewpoints. It's a lot of emotionalism in it. So yeah, those two links. If you haven't watched part one, part two, they're in the chat. I mean, take your time watching them. And I think put them in your watch laters. You watch later, you may watch these two, and then uh put this one because I'm gonna keep this one up because this one I'm not even worried at this point because a lot of people just don't want to deal with this topic, but it's expected to be open. I don't see who comes up. If not, I'm gonna just keep it that way because I don't see people talking about it in the space as much as I am now. So, a lot of people try to say they debated. No, it's not deeply discussed because you deal with opposition. If you are one, we got your interests. That's the thing. So, yeah, man, I'm tired of talking about it, but, it's one. Yeah. And that's what I look at from now on. I know people are not caring about it, but it's cool, you know. Because I don't expect people to care anyway. Because this is supposed to be a discussion about it, but I know it's off topic for most people. But they on the rant thing. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get dozing off. Crazy. Yeah, try to do something too, and nobody is showing up. Yeah, yeah. When they see the word sapio, they want to run. I'm learning about this space every day. They don't want to deal with topics like this because it cuts to the core. I'm starting to seeing that from now on. But yeah. Yeah, man. It's just like I give them this term, man. Like it cuts to the hearts of certain men. I know it's unisex for both sexes, but people don't want to do the research, but it's okay. I might have to push this. I ain't gonna push it more often on this channel no more because nobody's not gonna come up and talk. They want the frivolous stuff. I figured that. Even the open chat. That's what people get their views from, and I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. But yeah. But yeah, that's just on the topic. But yeah, most people are saying, I say what I had to say. But yeah, this is one of those topics that gets tricky. And I know people ain't gonna come up right away because I know people is watching. It's a tough topic, and I'll figure something out because yeah, these are the links that you can look for and keep them in your watch later and whatever. Yeah, I dropped the link too early or whatever, but that's cool. I know people dropping by. So I'm gonna end it with this, and I'll see you on the next one. Cause looks like people ain't gonna come up because I ain't even worried. I ain't even tripping at this point. This is something that people are gonna get triggered about. But okay. So with that, I'm gonna say peace.